From the depths of a storm-tossed sea emerges a gripping tale of nature's raw fury and the resilience of the human spirit. Wild Dark Shore takes us to a remote island where loss, love, and secrets intertwine amidst an unforgiving wilderness. Charlotte McConaghy weaves a haunting story that challenges our understanding of survival, hope, and the delicate balance between humanity and the natural world. Join us on this unforgettable journey, where darkness meets light, and every discovery brings us closer to the truth. Through a violent storm, a lone, battered boat emerges from the depths of the sea. Inside, unconscious and injured, lies a woman, Rowan. Her face is streaked with blood, her clothes soaked, her body marked with wounds. She has no memory of what happened before the storm. Only one mission remains clear in her mind. She is searching for her husband, Hank. It is not just a quest of love, but a question of life itself. The island is called Shearwater Island, an isolated place where nature is vast yet terrifying. There is no hustle and bustle of human life, no trace of modernity. Only the silent sea, eerie jungles, and a handful of people, each here because of a mysterious scientific research project. Rowan's awareness returns slowly. The surroundings are unfamiliar, but her mind is fixed on one goal. She must find her husband, no matter what. She understands that Hank came here for some crucial scientific work, and that work has now brought him close to death. Rowan feels that this island is not only the mystery behind her husband's disappearance, but also a hidden manuscript of a terrible truth. Beneath the surface of nature lies much darkness yet to be revealed. In the isolated environment of Shearwater Island, Rowan slowly begins to get acquainted with the people around her. The inhabitants of this island are no ordinary folks. They are all involved in some kind of scientific research, and their life's purpose revolves around understanding this mysterious nature. Rowan comes across Dominic Salt and his family. Dominic is a scientist who has come here with his family to work on an important environmental project. He has 3 children, Raff, Fun, and Orly, each deeply connected with nature. Raff, the eldest son, is always enthusiastic and holds a deep love for the island. Fun, the middle daughter, is calm, reserved, and mysterious, and Orly, the youngest, still enjoys life like a child. This family is not just on the island for research. They carry a special responsibility. There is a seed vault on the island where seed from all over the world are stored. The security and maintenance of this vault are their duty. They believe these seeds hold the hope for the future of the Earth. However, the island's weather continues to worsen, and Rowan realizes that the islanders are hiding something they dare not speak about. Fun's behavior is especially mysterious, and sometimes she avoids Rowan's questions. A strange unease grows within Rowan, a feeling that some great secret is hidden on the island, casting a shadow over everyone's lives. Rowan searches for the reason behind her husband Hank's disappearance. She senses that this family and the other islanders tell different stories about her husband, but none seem entirely truthful. When Rowan first set foot on that unknown island, a mix of emotions surged within her. Alone in an unfamiliar environment, searching for her lost husband, she felt as if she was beginning a new trial of her very existence. The island's nature was as beautiful as it was strange and frightening. There was a peculiar melancholy in the air, a sorrowful tale of life pause that could be heard even in the cry of every bird. For Rowan, this island was not just a place. It was a collection of her silent pain, wounds, and memories. As she ventured deeper into the island, Raff, a young man with an inscrutable gaze, came to her aid. Although Raff's behavior seemed mysterious at first, he gradually became Rowan's close friend. However, Fun, another member of the community, began sowing seeds of discord and distrust between them. Hidden behind Fun's actions was her own secret pain and past, which slowly unfolded. Rowan and Raff discovered some old documents related to Hank's secret research. These documents were not just about a missing person. They marked the beginning of a vast conspiracy. It seemed as if a battle between the shadows of death and the light of hope was raging in every corner of the island. Rowan struggled to regain her lost confidence. Questions haunted her mind. Why did Hank disappear? Were the hidden secrets of his research buried deep within the darkness of this island? Against the immense power of nature, she fought for her survival. Despite storms, towering waves, and darkness, she kept her goal steady. The complexities of her relationships with Raff and Finn only added to her worries, but she never stopped. Every day was a new challenge, a new discovery. As Rowan began spending more time with Finn, she noticed a deep unrest within her. Finn seemed to be hiding a secret understanding, something that kept her from finding peace. Occasionally, a flicker of sorrow would flash in Finn's eyes, piercing Rowan's heart. One day, unexpectedly, Finn shared a personal revelation. She confessed to having a special relationship with Hank. They were not just colleagues, they loved each other. Finn revealed that Hank was the closest person in her life, someone for whom she had endured much pain. A haze of confusion rose within Rowan. She hadn't known this before. Hearing Finn's words, her pain and despair deepened. Yet she understood that Finn's emotions were much like her own. Someone had been lost, and someone else was searching for the broken pieces of a lost connection. The complexities of relationships among the island's inhabitants surfaced. Finn and Rowan, two women whose lives had been touched differently by the same man. On one side was Finn's sorrow, on the other Rowan's hope. These two collided in a deep inner turmoil. Rowan realized that on this island, it wasn't only the natural storms raging, but also the storms of human hearts. Gradually, she began to feel mixed emotions toward Finn, a bit of sympathy, a touch of suspicion, and a lot of resentment. Rowan's heart was now shattered into pieces. She had once believed that Hank was her only companion in life, her refuge of safety. But now she learns that Hank was not just a husband. He held a deep presence in Finn's life as well. This new revelation dealt a heavy blow to Rowan's trust and love. Every moment spent on the island reminded her of Hank's absence and the depth of his relationship with Finn. Rowan realizes that this connection was not only in the past. It has touched the present of the island too. The pain and hesitation in Finn's eyes make it clear. Finn felt more than love for Hank. She also carried a sense of responsibility toward him. Rowan begins to question herself. Did she really know Hank? Was there a hidden secret behind his familiar face? She understands that beyond her love for her husband, another bond was at work, one she had failed to see. This realization created a hollow emptiness in her heart. Despite such a deep betrayal, Rowan did not give up. Her resolve only grew stronger. She decided to unravel the island's hidden mysteries and find the final truth about Hank. Even if she had to face the journey alone, she would remain steadfast. The environment of Shearwater Island was becoming increasingly harsh. Storms, mysterious winds, and the destructive forces of the deep sea were not just a source of terror for Rowan. They became a terrifying symbol within her soul. This extreme face of nature seemed to reflect the uncertainty and crisis in her own life. Rowan observed that the island's inhabitants were constantly battling this fear. They knew their time here was limited, and the harshness of nature threatened the future of their research. This situation made Rowan feel even more isolated as she continued her search for her lost husband amidst nature's terrifying fury. One day, while walking along the shore, Rowan discovered an ancient hut, a remnant of past habitation. Inside, she found some old documents belonging to Hank, containing secret information about his research and hints of the island's environmental dangers. These documents gave Rowan a new direction, but at the same time confronted her with even more frightening truths. This intersection of nature's fury and human crisis tested Rowan's resilience. She realized that it was not only about finding Hank. She had to face the island's mysteries and the cruelty of nature itself. Amidst the island's harsh environment and the veil of secrecy, an invisible wall seemed to rise between everyone, separating them from each other. But this wall began to crumble when Rowan and Raff showed sympathy and sincerity toward one another. Raff, a lively, spirited, and intelligent young man, became a true friend for Rowan, someone she could fully trust. Raff, too, realized that Rowan was not just a newcomer, but a key partner in uncovering the island's deep mysteries. However, suspicion and distrust still lingered among the islanders. Especially with Fun, Rowan's relationship remained complicated. Fun had yet to fully trust her, and at times, his behavior toward Rowan grew harsh and even abusive. Fun felt threatened by Rowan's attempts to uncover Hank's life and work. At the same time, Fun struggled with his own inner conflicts and doubts, which further complicated his attitude. Together, Rowan and Raff began working on the island's nature, environment, and Hank's research. Gradually, they realized that the island's secrets were much deeper and more complex. Hank's life was not just a personal story, but the focal point of a scientific discovery that was crucial for the island's future, and possibly for the entire world. This discovery stirred both anxiety and fear among the island's residents. Slowly, the friendship between Rowan and Raff grew stronger, and their trust and support for each other increased, providing them with strength during the island's harsh climate and tense atmosphere of secrecy. As Rowan and Raff worked together, they uncovered many hidden truths. They realized that Hank's research results were an invaluable treasure for the island's future. Yet this very research was now caught in a severe crisis. The island's nature was undergoing terrifying changes, growing more intense by the day. At the same time, hidden conflicts and distrust among the islanders had become major obstacles to the progress of the research. The unpredictable force of nature, combined with ongoing suspicion and confusion among the people, endangered Hank's work. At one point, a deep emptiness settled in Rowan's heart. She felt as though all hope was lost. Her life seemed to be drifting into utter loneliness and despair. But Raff, whose heart was as warm and lively as the island's breeze, stood by her side and gave her new strength and a light of hope. Through Raff's friendship and encouragement, Rowan regained her faith in life. She learned that losing heart during difficult times was not the answer. New beginnings were always possible. As they moved around the island, new mysteries kept unfolding. They realized that Hank's disappearance was not just due to personal reasons. Instead, there was a shadow of a terrible conspiracy trying to destroy the island's peace. Moreover, fears of unknown natural disasters were deeply hidden within their research. These mysterious events indicated that everything happening on the island was part of a web of secrets closely connected to Hank's life and work. In this way, Rowan and Raff gradually delved deeper into the island's mysteries and realities. Their friendship became their strength, and through that strength, they found the courage to face the looming crises. Rowan and Raff ventured deeper into the island, each step drawing them closer to an unknown and mysterious world. Hank's documents, the results of his research, and the varied stories of the islanders gradually began to reveal hidden truths. Every discovery gave them new clues, exposing the complex clash between the secret forces of nature and the hidden motives of humanity. Rowan's conviction grew stronger that this mystery was not limited to Hank's personal life. It was connected to the future of the entire planet. Hank's research was a key, capable of uncovering the deep realities of the ocean's environment and climate change. His discoveries were crucial for the control and survival of life on Earth, making the dangers concealed on this island even more terrifying and significant. Their journey was far from easy. The island's weather grew harsher and more fierce. Storms and unknown winds continually weakened them both physically and mentally. This harshness of nature seemed to symbolize the hidden secrets lurking within the island. Moreover, Fun's behavior became increasingly suspicious and distrustful. Fun appeared to strongly oppose their investigation, sometimes acting in ways that clearly indicated involvement in a conspiracy behind their backs. His slowly unfolding suspicious behavior opened an unwelcome door to a reality where many on the island might be involved in a secret plan concerning Hank's research and presence. Fun's conduct not only endangered their search, but also began to sow seeds of distrust between Rowan and Raff. They realized that a secret faction or power was at work on the island, one that wanted to conceal the truth for their own benefit and had no intention of protecting Hank's discoveries. Despite all these obstacles and mysterious circumstances, Rowan and Raff did not give up. They resolved firmly to uncover the island's secrets, the mystery of Hank's disappearance, and the terrifying truths of nature. Because they knew, once these secrets were revealed, it could spark a new beginning, not only for themselves but for the entire world. Rowan and Raff's investigation had now deepened and become more urgent. In every corner of the island, they found clues hinting at the mystery of Hank's disappearance. Yet the truth seemed to drift farther away. Fun's strange behavior and the secretive watchfulness of the islanders stood as major obstacles in their path. Rowan understood that her missing husband was not just an ordinary man. He was a scientist who had obtained information capable of saving the future of the Earth. Hank's research documents revealed the terrifying aspects of the ocean environment and climate change, and if this information did not reach the right hands, many parts of the world would be endangered. One day, they reached a secret location on the island, where Hank had last worked. There, they discovered a small laboratory that had been abandoned for many years. Inside the lab, they found some of Hank's documents, videos, and personal diaries. These diaries detailed Hank's final days, his suffering, and the important discoveries he tried to make. As Rowan read Hank's diary, her heart filled once again with an unfamiliar hope and strength. She realized that Hank had sacrificed himself to save the Earth, and now the responsibility lay with her, to bring the truth to light, to break Fun's trust barrier, and to protect nature. As Rowan and Raff began working on the discoveries found in Hank's laboratory, the island's environment grew increasingly turbulent and terrifying. The intensity of storms escalated, and the ocean's fury seemed determined to halt their investigation. This force of nature weighed heavily on them, but could not break their resolve. Fun's behavior remained suspicious and conflicted multiple times. She could never clearly express her true intentions. Rowan knew it was hard to trust Fun, yet Fun still could not shake off the shadows of past bonds and emotions. Fun tried to help on one hand, while secretly hiding things on the other. Rowan swung between trust and doubt, testing her own inner strength. She realized that behind Hank's disappearance was not merely a personal matter, but a much larger conspiracy at work. Rowan and Raff found secret scientific instruments and research evidence hidden in a concealed part of the island, which Hank and his team had been operating for years. From these devices, they inferred that Hank had likely risked his life to save the world from a great danger. Their investigation gradually led them into a crisis where the harshness of nature and human betrayal combined to create a terrifying situation. Rowan understood that there was no easy way out from this island. Her journey would now pass through a dreadful ordeal. The intensity of the island's storms was steadily increasing. The waves of the sea seemed to swell like the fury of a giant beast. Rowan and Raff realized that this storm was not just natural, but a terrifying signal linked to the island's secrets and Hank's research. Every step they took amid the storm became increasingly perilous. Fun remained mysterious. Within her was a strange doubt and conflict. She seemed to be torn between two forces. On one side, her old affection for Hank, and on the other, her duty to protect the island's secrets. Rowan could sense the deep fractures in Fawn's heart, but gaining her trust became increasingly difficult. Rowan began to question herself. Would she really be able to continue this journey? Did she have enough strength and resolve? Yet, Raff's encouragement and her own unwavering determination propelled her forward. Together, they decided to venture deeper into the island, where Hank's secrets were hidden. There, they discovered information not only about Hank's life story, but also something crucial for the future of humanity. This revelation strengthened their sense of responsibility and resolve. Rowan realized that this journey was not merely about her personal grief, but was a beacon of hope for all mankind. Standing amid the storm, Rowan and Raff made a firm vow. They would fulfill Hank's dream and expose the dark secrets of this island. Rowan and Raff ventured into the deep, dark parts of the island. There, the terrifying roar of nature and the presence of an unknown force were palpable. Every step felt like a heavy burden on their souls. They realized that before them lay not just the mystery of a research, but a deep danger that had played a role in Hank's disappearance. Fun's behavior became increasingly mysterious and conflicted. Though she had once cooperated with them, now it seemed as if she wanted to block their path. Rowan sensed a strange unrest within Fun, possibly the result of past mistakes and present doubts. Rowan confronted her fears and drew strength from the depths of her heart. She understood that the path lay through the darkness, and to reveal the truth, she had to be courageous. In the shadowy corners of the island, they found clues to Hank's last whereabouts, leading them toward a major discovery. This discovery was not only crucial for Hank's life, but also a pivotal turning point for the future of all humanity. At the end of the chapter, a new turn in the relationship between Rowan, Raff, and Fun emerges. Fun overcomes her inner conflict and accepts the truth, strengthening their team. The darkness and dire situation on the island were intensifying. Storms raged fiercely, relationships grew strained, and nature's terrifying form loomed large. Rowan, Raff, and Fun stood before a grave crisis. This ordeal tested their courage and the bonds between them. Their only option was to uncover and confront the island's deep mysteries. The hidden truths within Hank's research, long concealed, were now within their grasp. Through this knowledge, they understood the delicate balance between nature and humanity, a balance that, if disturbed, would bring irreversible disaster. Rowan found new strength and faith within herself. She knew this journey was not just the end of her personal grief, but also a new beginning for the world. Together with Raff and Fun, they fought side by side amidst the storm, their trust in one another growing stronger. Amidst nature's fury and human crisis, a glimmer of hope shone bright. Rowan and her companions proved that no matter how great the crisis, victory is possible through unity and trust. In the end, they revealed a crucial part of the island's mystery, one that opened the path to their liberation. This freedom was not just physical, but also mental and spiritual. After emerging from the island's harsh darkness, Rowan, Raff, and Fun stand in the light of a new day. Having overcome long struggles, solitude, doubt, and fear, they have found a path of new hope. Hank's research has been unveiled, and they're committed to realizing his dream. Rowan transforms her grief into strength. The memory of her lost loved one and the responsibility for the world's future make her even more resolute. Her friendship with Raff and Fun deepens, and together they seek a new path of peaceful coexistence with nature. The island's nature has calmed somewhat. The storm's fury has lessened. Faced with the indomitable spirit of humanity, nature itself has been compelled to ease its harshness. They realize that a balanced relationship between nature and humankind is possible. This is the core message of Hank's research. In Rowan's eyes shines the light of a new morning and new possibilities. Just as life has changed, so does her belief that through human effort and the combined strength of nature, darkness can be conquered. If you want to experience all the excitement and mystery this book has to offer, I've left a link for you in the description box below. Click it to read the complete story for yourself. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.